Hello. Thank you for watching. I just watched a 40-minute review of the April 2019 General Conference by an ex-member of the church who is now an atheist on the BitChute channel, Governing Ourselves, I think's the name of it. Lisa's her name. Here are my thoughts about her review of the General Conference. One thing she did in this video was she mentioned that she's got 21 reasons why she left the church. One of them was she saw some kind of hypocrisy in a policy about doing baptisms for the dead for people who were excommunicated when they were alive. I don't see any hypocrisy in saying someone's name in a ritualistic ceremony. We don't believe anyone, whether they were excommunicated when they were alive or never met somebody from the church, we don't believe anyone is forced to accept their baptism for the dead and the other temple ordinances. I don't see how it's hypocritical if when they're still alive they have to repent. And I've never gone through that. I've heard about it. If somebody's been excommunicated, repenting to where you can get rebaptized is a process. It's not a quick thing. When we do baptisms for the dead, we don't make the dead person go through stuff in front of us, because there's a veil between the spirit world and the living world, and so we wouldn't know if they're doing things or not. So we do the ordinance and then leave it in God's hands to judge them, and in their hands to decide whether to accept it or not. She used the term emotional blackmail and scare tactics, and that's what I most want to comment on. She accused the leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, of using scare tactics. I think that's an inappropriate charge. You use scare tactics if you try to scare somebody about something that doesn't hurt or isn't going to really happen. It's not scare tactics if there really is a God, there really is a heaven, there really are places that are not heaven that God will send you to. It's not scare tactics, it's teaching the truth. And if you don't believe those things, it's still not worthy to be called scare tactics. If somebody is deluded about those things, they're just trying to save you from some pain. It's worthy to be called scare tactics if somebody's trying to scare you away from something that they know won't hurt you. If somebody lies about a religion being crazy or some group being crazy when they aren't, that's scare tactics. President Nelson, in one of his talks, described the state of those after final judgment who refuse to make covenants with God, but who live wonderful, great lives. They're good husbands, they're good, he mentioned a specific man who didn't want to make covenants with God in this life, but told us to do his baptism for the dead when he died. So I'm sure the principle applies to women too, but there are men who are great men, good husbands, good for their communities. They sacrifice their time, they make donations to worthy causes with their money, and after final judgment, they will not have an eternal family. They will get to spend eternity with a bunch of other really nice people who refuse to make commitments with God, covenants with God, and also are not with their families. That's not emotional blackmail, because that's teaching the truth about something. Saving somebody from real pain or real loss is not teaching emotional blackmail. Emotional blackmail would be, give me a ride somewhere or you don't love me. You have to let me buy, saying to a spouse, you have to let me buy this expensive toy we can't afford, or get in debt for an expensive toy, or you don't love me. That would be emotional blackmail, not, you love your wife. There's only one way for her to be your wife and have that relationship continue after final judgment. President Nelson was just letting somebody know how to be together as a family. Maybe the person who made that BitChute video should never ever say one little peep if they've got a friend or family, they've got a couple that's friends or family with them, and one of them's flying to London, England, and one was flying to Mexico, and they think they're going to be together on that, say, vacation. President Nelson was keeping people from being separated that don't want to be separated, telling them how to avoid the separation. So, maybe Lisa, if she, bumps into a couple that are friends or family of hers, and they say, we're going to have a great vacation together. I'm flying to London, England. I'm flying to Cancun, Mexico. She better not say, but those are different places. You will end up far apart and not on vacation together, because she just scolded President Nelson for doing that, for telling people, this current life path you're on is not going to get the two of you together after final judgment. Thank you for watching. You have a good day.